So as you guys know, Beesmas ended about 2 months ago, and since then, Bee Swarm content has been really dry, with major Bee Swarm YouTubers sort of stopping posting or changing content, including myself, doing more Bed Wars videos instead of Bee Swarm now. And in this video, I'm just going to be explaining the circumstances behind why this has been happening, and why it seems like this Beesmas in particular has been a lot more challenging to follow after it was finished than most other Beesmases. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, I'd appreciate that. You don't have to, but yeah, enjoy the video. Okay, so my first reason for why I think the game has been falling off lately is because of the lack of updates that there are. Now, this is not at all a charge on it, since he is a solo dev, and I'll be talking about that later, but the lack of updates, like, we really only get one update throughout the year, not including Beesmas, obviously, which is the big main update, but a lot of times we're promised content. Like, there was supposed to be an extension to the Red HQ, a lot of new bee clips added, some other stuff that On It talked about, but we never got that, and he's not really talking anymore about that type of stuff, which we can assume that he's still working. However, it's this sort of thing that keeps happening that makes people want to leave the game, as it gets a little bit repetitive for them. For endgame players, it's definitely getting really repetitive, because without Beesmas, there's not a lot of stuff that you can really do inside of the game that you haven't already done. So yeah, that's really why a lot of endgame players are coming off of the game, and also new players don't really want to go back into the game. Also, I think adding a summer update or some type of update that happens on the opposite time of the year as Beesmas, as this is usually the driest point of the game, a summer update would really help, especially because Bee Swarm is about flowers and bees, and that's kind of when it comes out during the summer. So something big during the summer would really, I think, help Bee Swarm become a year-round game instead of just a winter game. That's just me though. You guys might have other ideas, but that's what I think On It could do to help boost the game up a little bit, as it still is really a fun game, but there's not a lot of content on it, which is why people are really leaving. That's just one suggestion that I have. Yeah, on to the next reason. The next reason for why I think the game has been falling off in the way it has is because On It's a solo dev. Now, looking at all the other popular games on Roblox, there's usually a team of at least 2 or 3 people running the game, making sure that there are going to be updates, a few designing, a few coding, and stuff like that. But if you look at Bee Swarm, On It does it all. One man, and he just does the whole thing. Everything for the game is all him, which I think that's a good thing with the originality and how he's not going to lose his vision of how the game's exactly supposed to be. Sometimes you work better alone. However, it's got to be bad for his mental health and being able to consistently keep the game on the top, especially because he still has family things. He's a human. He's still going to have to do things with his family, maybe do other things with his career. I don't know. But he's one guy, and he has this massively popular game on Roblox, but it's going down because he can't maintain it since he's one dude. So I'm thinking what On It should do is he should hire maybe a team, maybe even one other person. I'd say 1 or 2 people to help him design the game, update the game, because yes, I get that he doesn't want to lose his vision of the game, so he wants to keep it by himself, but there are some really good listeners out there. There's some developers that are really good at listening and doing things exactly how he wants to do them, and if he can find those people, then I think he's good with his game, because then the updates will be more frequent. But when he can't quite work on the game at a moment, he can just have somebody else work on it. The progress would go up a lot faster, and I think the game would definitely do a lot better than it is right now. But that's just me with that too. Obviously I'm not in a position to say, what he should and shouldn't do. since obviously, I'm not a dev, but I think, based on looking from the outside and seeing how this is really affecting him, I know it would be affecting his mental health too, feeling a lot of pressure to keep up with the game, keep posting to social media, as he doesn't have a lot of moderators. I can feel that, as my channel is sort of just run by me too. I don't have a lot of moderators, not on Discord or anything. So when Onnit takes a break, that means the game takes a break. And I think if he added some more developers or a team, then there might be less breaks and the game might update more, which would put it back up on the top. So this sort of all brings me to my third and final reason for why I think the game and content is falling off. The fact that after Beesmas, all the content really stopped, and a lot of YouTubers just gave up, and I guess are just waiting for the next Beesmas. That's a big reason, like a big literal reason for why there isn't content, because there just isn't content anymore. And I don't blame them. I mean, I'm one of them. I mean, there's nothing much to do anymore, because there's not a lot of stuff in game. A lot of YouTubers probably felt demotivated as they knew their videos weren't getting nearly the amount of views that they were before. But yeah, the amount of content has really decreased because, there's just not a lot to do in the game anymore. There was so much stuff to do with Beesmas, and if there were a summer update, I think it would happen again. But yeah, that's exactly why I think if there were a summer update, there were two things year-round that brought Beesmas to the top of the board, that would be awesome, and Bee Swarm would definitely thrive more. But yeah, I think a lot of these problems can just be solved with seasonal updates for Bee Swarm. And on it getting a different guy to help, that speeds up the workflow. That like doubles the workflow, and it would help a lot. I'd be happy because then I'd be able to make more Bee Swarm and know that you guys would want to watch it. A lot of other YouTubers, I mean, there have been some YouTubers that have consistently kept uploading, and I credit them for staying with the game and still providing content to the people who want to watch it. Me not being one of them because, I mean, I've had finals over the past 2 weeks, so that's just my normal inactivity. But yeah, I know I felt a little demotivated to make Bee Swarm content, as I know it's not getting nearly as many views and not a lot of other people are even doing it anymore, and there's not much to even make content off of. So yeah, I mean, if there's a summer update in Bee Swarm, I'll be really happy. That'll solve a lot of the problems. But yeah, I mean, I think if the added content would help a lot to the YouTube stuff for Bee Swarm. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the reason. I think we should just continue uploading Bee Swarm, even if there's not a lot of stuff to do. Just let them know, that you're still here. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna upload a lot quicker over the summer. If there's a summer update, that would be awesome. But yeah, that's about it for this one. See ya.